Oh my God. It's exciting to have somebody actually attractive on this. It's called The Bald and the Beautiful. Yeah. And lately it's been us pulling up the rear.
I was like, are they going to be in drag? I was like, no.
No. And we're not, and feel free to do it. You're not being recorded visually. So, do whatever you need to do. Take your top off. Just kidding.
Yeah, we're just going to encourage that you slowly start to take off clothing on this call.
Piece by piece.
Yeah, take the hair off strand by strand.
I just started cutting it.
Well,
welcome to the another episode of The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie Mattel and myself, Katya. And we are actually joined by a guest who is the most appropriate for this podcast, Gigi Gorgeous.
Hey,
Gigi
thanks for having me.
Not only beautiful, gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Oh, stop. You guys are.
How are you, girl?
I'm good. I'm in San Fran right now. It's a very cloudy day. I'm living my fantasy. I actually prefer cloudy days for glam because I feel like it kind of gives you that soft filter,
Oh, yes.
We need all of that we can get, sis.
Yeah, sometimes harsh lighting is just not the friend, and then you have to just go in and edit more than you really need to. This is already a little edit filter on it, and I'm into it.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Unless it's that sunset lighting where it gives you a lot of skin texture, but in the right way, super warm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the golden hour.
Yeah, James Charles at 6:30 p.m. on the second floor of his house.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Full
that
on
lighting.
Yeah, barely even able to open your eyes in the light. Just looking
Where
so
is she
soft.
looking?
Have you ever had that? I've had this experience so many times where I'll beat the face and feel so good about it, and then walk out into the daylight and then immediately think of suicide because it's just horrifying.
Yeah, I tend to paint or even if it's just a light beat in front of natural lighting so I don't have that happen because it's traumatizing. It's literally triggering. Okay, so my day is ruined now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once it's on, it's hard to pull back.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us, We all have our days.
Yeah.
What's your quick day-to-day beats? What's your how long does it take you in the morning? I'm sure it depends on what you're doing. But.
Yeah. You know what? I have literally I'm 0 to 100. So usually I'll just do either nothing, just a gorge skincare, a gorge little serum, oily moment, and then just throw sunglasses on, or I'll go full tilt boogie with lashes and just every single step possible. But I'm really fast. I'm not like a Valentina or just someone who really loves being in the mirror, but I could be in the mirror for an hour, but I can get everything done in literally 15 minutes. Literally.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Just rapid speed, just going, not even thinking, putting the lashes aside to dry while I'm doing this, doing mascara, curl, going. And then I'm whoa, it's only been 15 minutes.
Are you a fan of a one shade all over?
Just everything. Oh yeah, the eye, today, just a little pink moment. I just took a huge fluffy brush.
I've never seen this pink.
Yeah, what's going on in the eye? A monochromatic garage door, kind of.
Yes, I used Nikki Tutorials and I think Beauty Bay's eyeshadow palette. Have you guys seen it?
With that fierce red. We used it.
I love the Nikki Tutorials palette.
It's so good.
Hello, guys. It's me, Nikki.
Hello, guys.
Hello, guys. I sent that to her and she was like, why do you say I sound Polish? And I was like, as we know, my accents are celebrated. Yeah. I really could be a dialect coach at this point.
Yeah. Totally.
But you just look great as usual. And I have to say, seeing you in full glam, we've seen each other out so many times, but I will never not see you as Eileen Warnos in the Willem video for Eileen. Have you seen this?
What?
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God.
What?
This is about to be a face crack of the century.
You are kidding me.
No, I'm putting it on right now. We're in my living room recording.
Oh my God. I feel so embarrassed. This is I feel like I was made...
You're such a
for me.
You're such a decorated... You're such a decorated, iconic person. I feel like we're pulling kind of a deep cut. No offense to Willem, but if anybody hasn't seen Gigi, it's beyond stripped down. It's stripped back.
How did I miss that? I was I did my due diligence. I watched This Is Everything, and I can't wait to see this. I'm sorry.
So what happened was they're so we're going to make you look really ugly, like Eileen Warnos. Okay. So I was I'm so down. I love a stripped down. But yeah, literally like Trixie said, it was stripped back. So they put on this, I don't know if it was Prozaid. You put it on and then basically you make the ugliest face. You scrunch your face as hard as you can. And then all the wrinkles you created stay.
Yeah. Did you like the being ugly. I mean, for me, I love to look nasty.
You know
Boot
what?
nasty.
It's a little bit less pressure. Like, I feel like when you like make yourself look super beautiful, you're like, okay, I have to keep this up. I can't ruin everything.
That's
when you're
Gigi.
ugly, it's like, more. Give me more.
This is Gigi.
Mama.
No. That was good lighting.
That
It
ain't
gets a lot
ugly.
worse.
That ain't ugly. So
Are you kidding
Look, there's
me?
me.
I had a wig on that was so bad, like shoved back. Looked so bad.
Did you see Gigi? Okay, if you haven't seen this video, guys, it's Willem and me and Gigi walking down. We were on green screen treadmills.
Yes.
Remember, Gigi?
Oh
Which
my God.
are. It's a great way to break your neck.
yeah.
By the way.
I mean, hello.
And look at Gigi. Gigi had her brows. It looks like the brows
Oh my
are
God.
covered.
I actually forgot about that.
And
I
the,
love this.
and the amount of texture that they flecked onto your skin
yeah.
was so sick.
It was very truck stop trailer trash over sun exposed whore.
Oh, yeah.
The freckles, the sun damage. Listen, Gigi's
is
celebrating all
fantastic.
forms of beauty.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. Fantastic.
I thought it was gorgeous. You know, it's very like rough around the edges, but still like fierce in a way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a down home country glam.
Yeah. Is Jessica Simpson, these boots are made for walking. These boots are made for Christopher Walken. That's
Right,
what's
like
going
a
on
crystal
there.
meth moment.
Yeah.
It was very, very post-apocalyptic
fantastic.
Mad Max fashion.
yeah.
Gigi, I have to say I'm a big fan, and I don't know if you know this. I've been a big fan since probably like 2008 when I started watching on YouTube when I was in college. Did you know that?
Oh my God, I did not know that.
A really long time
Seems
ago.
like
Yeah, you've
forever
been-
ago.
You're an originator in the game. I mean, you're a major player in the YouTube game. And it's, I mean, is it something, longevity, it seems to me, I mean, I'm not sure, but longevity seems to be something that's pretty tricky in that, in YouTube especially. I mean, you have to do so much and be so consistent in your posting and just the upkeep. It stresses me the fuck out. Like,
It can. Literally, it can be overwhelming. The thing is that like I've always tried to keep it really fun and like try to engage in any way. So it's not only about like YouTube for me. It's about like real life things and, you know, like kind of just expanding my horizons in like so many ways. Like I feel like YouTube gave me the opportunity to do so much. And I feel like we all as entertainers in this industry are like, oh my God, like I wrote a book, like never thought that would happen. Or, you know, I was in a movie, I made this. It's like, wow, like the platform has given me so much and it's just doing things that I never thought possible. Like, I feel like even writing a book, I'm like, oh my God, bitch, I'm an author. Like what?
And
It's
for somebody
crazy.
who can't read, that's a big accomplishment.
Like, hello.
what was, I mean, we wrote a book and it took you about did it say 2 years to do the whole thing?
I have it actually. I'm going to grab it.
Yeah. What was it like? I mean, and I'm an avid reader, have been my whole life, and I loved writing. But when it came time to write a book, it was so fucking hard. What was it like for you?
Oh, it was so difficult. It's like jumbling all these thoughts. I feel like I have so many moments in my life. I don't know if it's like with trauma or anything that I literally just don't remember. Like there are like years in my life where I don't really remember,
drinking.
but then I'll like kind of start trickling back and I'm like, oh yeah, like that happened. And then it'll trickle something else. And I'm like, where the fuck does that fit in a chapter? Like, you know, you just like need to really like narrow down what makes sense. And I had really great help doing it because I feel like it would have just been like 1 million pages of gibberish, but it's
an editor
concise
is
and amazing.
very,
and I
very,
loved
very helpful.
And I just want to
your
say,
book,
looking at the
too.
cover of your book, this is what I look like shaving my legs too. I look
Hell
just
yes.
like that. I
I
have the
was really
shoes
shaving
on.
my legs. I like cut my legs up doing that shot.
Oh, I bet you probably that could be a
Oh my
little
God.
dangerous.
You look like fucking, this is, I hope you, I mean, to me, you look like the daughter of Naomi Watts and Jessica Simpson.
Oh my God. Hello. I'll take it.
Yeah, Jessica Simpson energy and a little bit Tara Reid energy.
Tara Reid, Naomi
Yeah.
Watts. You don't see Naomi Watts right there? You don't see
Not as much as Tara Reid, because like the
Okay.
tight,
Well,
the
the
tight
hair.
smoky lash line. And
Okay.
Tara Reid?
we're fighting about
We're
which
fighting about-
beautiful
Wait,
celebrity
I
you
look
look
like Tara Reid?
No. Well, you know, healthy Tara Reid.
Yeah, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing. Think Josie and the Pussycats era Tara Reid.
Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it.
I have to say too, the great thing about YouTube is, let's be honest, in entertainment, you usually have to wait for like rich, straight, old white men to let young talent do things. YouTube is probably the only platform where somebody in your shoes with your path ahead of them could have succeeded because you get to be the judge, jury, and executioner of everything.
Yeah.
And you get to, not only do you get to control your narrative, you have the unique, you're in the unique position where your narrative changed, drastically throughout your life course, and you're able to present that on your terms, on your timeline. And, that's pretty remarkable.
It's so true. And now it's so different. Like I see so many people like start on the platform or just in general to make money, get like the AdSense, get the brand deals to become famous. But literally my message from the beginning was just to feel seen. Like there was literally, I know everyone says this, like visibility, all that, but it's so true. Like literally when I started on the platform, it was like no trans people were on it. Like there was hardly even gay people.
You weren't even a trans person on it.
Yeah. Like literally, well, sorry, you froze at the beginning of that.
Oh, I said you weren't even a trans person on it yet.
No. But like, that's what I'm saying, that like, there wasn't even really gay people on it. I think I knew like one gay guy in New York named Petralude. Anybody from back in the day, he worked at MAC.
Oh, yes. Josh.
And I'd never met him, but he was a drag queen / makeup artist and didn't really talk about himself being gay, but it was very apparent. And I just really wanted that story. I was like, I'm from Toronto, going to a Catholic school. Like, bitch, I need to get some creativity. I need to get it out there. I need to feel seen. And then it kind of just snowballed. And now there's so many stories online. Like you could just type in trans coming out and you could not feel alone,
Right.
Not to mention, a lot of people are in situations where in rural America, let's say, where they might not even have gay friends, let alone trans friends. So for somebody to see, okay, you were like high school age doing makeup.
Full on, like
literally.
9th, 10th grade.
Like getting your license on YouTube.
Yes.
Like, and people had the opportunity to grow with you and they got to watch someone YouTube has a different level of intimacy where people feel like they know the person.
Oh, yes.
And so they get to watch someone they know transition in a way that's very open and like, they get to feel like they know someone,
Yeah. And it's like, that's the beauty of it too. Cause I feel like, and I've said this so many times, it's like movie stars and actors and stuff. It's like they're playing someone and it's like action on off. But YouTube, especially if it's like a vlog or something that's, super intimate, but raw at the same time, you really are getting to know like their personality, what they find funny, their interest and all that bullshit. So it's like when people meet you, like it really is like you're already friends. It's not like they have this fake persona of you. It's like, no, you kind of really know who I am.
Yeah. On that line though, I imagine, and I've felt this personally, like it has the opportunity to open you up to criticism that can be a little more intense because it's not a character that people will be criticizing. It's actually you. Have you had to deal with that, or do you even pay attention to like comments or whatever bullshit?
It's funny. I have my days, and I want to ask you guys the same question. Like I'm such a thick skin. Like I've heard everything a million times, especially
thick,
being
textured
trans.
Skin.
It's like, bitch, like whatever, call me like a man or whatever you want to, just like the most ignorant shit. But it's like the little things that hit home that I think I have insecurities about. I'm like, ooh, that little bitch got me. Like saying just the silliest thing, It's like, damn, why am I still insecure about this? Do you guys feel that?
You don't, do you?
For the most part,
she's 45. So like she's not reading comments. She can't find her reading glasses.
I don't even know I don't know what button to click. Like, generally, I honestly feel like there are zero reasons ever to look at the comments, because if you are looking for feedback on a video, you ask a colleague, a friend, somebody whose opinion you trust. If you really want to know something, if you're like curious, I don't know if this is any good, you're not going to go to the comments to find out.
Right.
And then everything else is just trash, garbage, and bullshit and foolishness.
Yeah. I found that like your job should end at putting the media out.
Yeah.
You can't also be the press, the quality control, your job is just to put it out and that's it. Because when you start incorporating the little peeps from the people who don't like you, you're taking away from your job, which is to make things for the people who do like you. Yeah. That's your only job.
But it's tough on YouTube, don't you think? Because you play every other role. You're like the videographer, you're the main character, you're sometimes even the editor, and like you have the accessibility is so intense that you'd probably want to see what people have to say and kind of monitor the comments. But for me personally, it's a losing battle.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the old school person in me. I'm definitely not a person that will just put something out and not read any of the comments. I like hearing the feedback. I like also if there's like an inside joke going on with a lot like of my supporters, it's like I love hearing all that stuff. And but it is like when it starts getting to the trash level, I'm like, okay, I need to stop. I need to stop and walk away.
I mean, what is it about you? YouTube is hateful? I think vile.
It is. I think it could be honestly borderline toxic sometimes.
Borderline. I mean, I think it's like
it's a weird thing.
Radioactive.
We talk about it all the time, especially in makeup world. Like you'll use Maybelline, L'Oreal, Revlon, whatever. You don't know what the ethics and politics of every single person at that company is.
Yep.
But for some reason, you need to know if James Charles adopted his dog. You know what I mean?
From a shelter. Yeah, if you got it from a breeder, canceled.
Right.
My God, that word. I fucking hate cancel culture. It's just insane. Like, oh my God, they were canceled. It's like, well, does that even ring true anymore? Because they're back. Like next week.
Yeah, they're back. And honestly, at the end of the year, talk to your accountant. Were you really canceled? Tell me where you were financially canceled.
Tax season rolls around. No, you did pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people have a really unhealthy relationship. And we talk about like how in America, people don't know anything about civics or the government. And so they hold YouTube and influencers, they hold them to this almost religious figure, political figure level of scrutiny.
Yeah.
These are homosexuals putting on mascara in front of a camera.
Right. Yeah. Like this is supposed to be enjoyable.
Yeah. And let's be honest, YouTube doesn't have the most balanced and like the best people. We're certainly not better than normal people. We're often worse. Like, not model citizens. We're just models.
We've met, I can say for all of us, so many savage, terrible people in real life. They have these amazing personas online and they're fabulous, but it's like you meet them and you're like, bitch, did I enter a Twilight Zone? Trixie's pointing at Katya.
Liz, I got everybody fooled.
Yeah. Just terrible.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you about is so, say, the toxic kind of culture online versus in real life. Like, have you ever had to put, what have you had to deal with in real life, in real time, physically? Has there any been challenges like on the physical level? You know what I mean? Because sometimes
honestly, I've been really lucky. I feel like I have like a really good not street smarts, but kind of like that, like being able to zhuzh out a scene and like just feel if I'm being threatened or whatever, or know how to like pivot the conversation. But 99.9% of the time, I feel like people just will never say something to you in real life.
Oh, that girl, it is the absolute tea. I have girls I see at DragCon who I'm like, you literally at me on Twitter.
Right. Like you
and then
fully
I see a drag con and you're like,
me.
hey,
and then
girl.
It's like, oh, you want a photo.
Hello.
You want to just hug and act like everything's fine. It's like, no, bitch, we're not friends. Like, we're just not.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I actually had this one time. It wasn't from like a fan or anything, but I was on this morning show super, super early. And it was one of those
it was The View. You can say
kind of like little fake conversations, trying to act super excited. And I was like, I am so tired. But I was sitting across from this woman. She's a cis woman. I assume heterosexual. And she just flat out asked me on live TV, she's like, so can I ask you, do you have a penis or do you have a vagina?
Yes. In your book, during the gender confirmation section, you talked about being asked that on live television and how you're expected to respond. What is the gracious response, Gigi? What do you say?
I will always remember that moment as the face crack of my life. I was like, this is literally what my nightmares
fell off.
Yeah, this is what my nightmares are made of, like full on. And I forget what I said. Maybe I wrote it in the book, but I think I said something along the lines of like, well, what do you have? Or something. My publicist is behind the camera and she's just gagged. I think we ultimately had it removed or something because I can't find it. But that was insane. And that was one of the things that I just felt like was like a very ignorant thing that lives online that was brought to me in real life on live.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I was thinking about this. I don't know if you've seen the clip of, it was on the Katie Couric show. She's on Carmen Carrera and Laverne Cox were guests. And Katie Couric flat out asks Carmen, basically, what you got down there?
Oh my God.
And Carmen was literally shushed her. She went,
I did see that. She does shush her.
Shushed her. And then Laverne came out later and very like eloquently articulated why that line of questioning was inappropriate. But I feel like it's the same thing as if I went to Katie, I was like, you got big labia, they hang down on, they bunch up in your underwear, your pussy lips. Do you know what I mean? It's same thing.
It
it's
really
totally
is.
inappropriate.
It's so hard to articulate it like the exact way that Carmen did. And like people sometimes just have like a hard time like I did. I choked up. I was like, I know this is wrong, but how do I let this bitch know that it is? Because like clearly she doesn't see it. Clearly I'm just this like object where she can just ask me like, oh yeah, have you done it? And my other thing, and I know that this is such a big thing, it's like, if you are fully done your transition, like have you completed your transition? Are you a full woman yet? Referring to gender confirmation surgery. I'm like, it's so incorrect and ignorant to ask those kind of things. It's like,
because they're also inferring that you are not yet a woman.
Exactly. Like, oh, have you entered the womanhood? Like, are you done yet?
PhD. Yeah, like you haven't submitted your thesis yet. You don't have your PhD. It's like, Mary, it doesn't work.
Mary, like, girl, honestly, at the end of the day, I feel more of a woman than a lot of women. It's like, bitch, I chose to do this. I'm here. I've been taking steps. I've gone out on a limb to tell like strangers my path. It's like, you just were born with this.
It's so wild. I mean, to think of like just in the public realm, the conversation, the discourse about trans identity, how in the last 5, 10, 15 years has been like light years.
Yeah, Gigi, having these conversations, I know it's probably like, it's a little fun now, but in the moment, I'm sure it was shocking. But honestly, every time something like that happens to you on live TV, it means it's not going to happen to someone else.
Exactly. You know what? Yeah, that's why I wrote about it. And you know what? I can laugh about it now. I probably laughed about it later that day, but it was just fucking crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
I mean, the world is, you've seen me in drag. People ask me. I'm not kidding. People have asked me like, oh, do you want to like, yes, people have asked if like, because people think drag and trans is the same.
They have no idea.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I feel like yours is a little different. Yours is like,
I'm sure I don't know what you mean, Gigi, and I will be exiting the podcast now. I think we need to take a break because I have been offended. I have been disgraced in my own home.
You don't understand. When she paints those geometric shapes on her face, she truly feels like
right.
Heather
Cisgender.
Yes. We're gonna take a break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break
before I wring this bitch out like a
rag. Hi, fellas. We're in the thick of winter and a storm's a brewing. That's right. It looks like 1 to 3 inches are in the forecast when you trim that hibernation bush that's taking place in your pants. Right on your crotch. Now, luckily, our partners at Manscaped specialize in products to make sure you're walking around town with beautiful snowballs. Clean cojones. Manscaped is here to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience, offering precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, aka your scrotal area. Now, recently, I had the great misfortune of taking a regular old shaver to my balls, and well, let's just say I'm a eunuch now. Also, have you ever noticed how nasty nose and ear hair is? I certainly have. I'm 38 years old. In fact, 79% of partners polled admitted that long nose hair is a major turnoff. Well, that's where Manscaped comes in. So, what I need you to do is don't get cold feet this winter. Get 20% off free shipping with the code BALD at manscaped.com. 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code BALD. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code BALD. Thanks, Manscaped, for making our winter wieners look so good. Ooh.
All right, honey, online shopping can be daunting. You never know if things will fit. Returns are difficult, and you don't even know what store to start at, okay? But this season, let Stitch Fix do all the hard work. The days are getting longer, the weather's getting colder, it's time to update your wardrobe a little bit. Or if you're like me, if you're kind of, I don't know, I'm one of those people whose weight can change a lot, and I'm always looking to shop for new clothes to fit whatever body I'm serving at that point in my life. And Stitch Fix is so wonderful. It makes everything so easy. It starts with a survey where you basically fill out this very in-depth survey about what your personal style is. And what I liked about the survey is it included areas to flex, like here's the kind of clothes I wear a lot. And here's the type of clothes I wish I was wearing. Like this is what I aspire to integrate into my clothing. For me out of drag, you guys have seen me. Basic, boring farm person.
So I'm always getting from Stitch Fix really beautiful, clean American clothing. I have shirts from Stitch Fix from literally 4 or 5 years ago that I still wear. And they show up to my house in my size, ready to go. And if I don't want the clothing, they come with a mailer to just send it back. It's so wonderful. It's like having like a COVID-friendly personal stylist. It's really wonderful. Try on what you want, keep it if you want it, or send it back. It's free shipping, easy returns and exchanges, and a prepaid return envelope is included. There's no subscription required. I've had Stitch Fix for years. I'll have it on for a few months, turn it off, and then when I look in my closet and go blah, I turn it back on. It's just so great. And you can really change your profile anytime. So if you decide you want to go through a new fashion phase, you can change the type of clothes that are being sent to you at any time. You can even, when something gets sent to you, you can even go say, this was too tight, or this was not at all the type of thing I'd normally wear. And that gets implemented into your future Stitch Fix packages. It's great. It's wonderful. Get started today at stitchfix.com/bald and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/bald for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. stitchfix.com/bald.
And we're back.
And we are back. Oh my God. What is you've done a lot of interviews, obviously. And I mean, from everything from like ABC News what is the worst, other than like the clunkiness and inappropriateness around gender, what's the question you hate answering the most?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, probably like the surgery questions. Honestly, it's like, you know, I've talked about it, but it's like, I'm not a plastic surgery icon at the end of the day. So it's like, it's like being trans and surgery, it just irks me that it kind of goes hand in hand, you know, especially now people are like really expressing themselves without having to change themselves. Like being a trans woman, it's not a prerequisite that you get a breast augmentation.
Yes.
Right.
Robin Tran, he's a famous, Robin Tran, she's a famous trans comedian, and she has to answer a lot of questions about like, why don't you change your voice?
Right. It's like
why
little
don't you
things
get
like
surgeries?
that. It's like we're kind of living in a time now where everyone's really open about that. So it's like you can speak on it, and once you're told, you kind of get it. It's just maybe that irks me.
Why do you think it is so... Okay, I was thinking about this the other day. So I don't know if you've seen it. A while ago, there was a viral photo of a man at the airport at the baggage claim, wearing like a suit and pumps, like Bob regular, right up top, and then you get to the ankle and a fierce like 5-inch stiletto.
Oh my God! It's like in Sex and the City when she was interviewing the assistants. Do you remember the Asian guy? Like,
no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, they're at Starbucks and she's going. It's like a montage scene with music of all these people like interviewing to be her assistant, and he's like, yeah, just like a little cute gay guy, and then they pan down and it's little pink pumps. She's like, oh, okay. He didn't get the job though.
Right. But that was so disturbing to people. Like that one detail, it was so disturbing. Why do you think this, like if the gender and going outside gender norms is so uncomfortable for people?
I don't know. It's like big fish in the small pond kind of vibe. I feel like airports are also like so scary.
Airports are,
If I could butt in. I think a big part of it is people like Gigi, part of the phobia, they are inheriting people's phobia with sex in general.
Okay.
Nudity, body parts, it all comes back to people thinking gay or trans people are trying to steal their men.
Oh, you better work with that theory. Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people are so afraid of sex in general that any expression of gender or sexuality or showing skin is like, oh, we're not supposed to. Oh.
Yeah.
It's threatening. That's interesting. It is. It's threatening. You're so right. It is.
Yeah. And I mean, I know a lot of, I used to work with this gorgeous trans woman in a show, in a drag bar. And we had a lot of bachelorette parties, a lot of, all women bachelorette parties. And you should have seen some of the looks when she came out on stage looking like a goddess. The girls would be like,
get this bitch off the stage. We need men in dresses, not pretty girls.
Right.
It's interesting in drag because we're in such a bubble. I'm doing drag almost 15 years. That in drag, my first time seeing a naked trans body or like becoming best close friends with trans people was because of drag. And so we get gifted this like vocabulary, whether we want it or not.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't have to do the work because we work with people who tell us the information. But if you're like a straight person, the fear of looking dumb also keeps you from asking questions.
Yeah.
And there's so many levels. They want to understand, but they're afraid to ask.
Yeah. And also asking the questions. Like, it's so hard if someone's like, oh, no, actually, I'm non-binary. You know, it's like, it's hard for people to be like, so what are your pronouns? It's like, that's a nice question. It's not a scary question. I had to learn that because I really didn't have very many friends who identified like that. So I'm like, I'm kind of almost scared, or I was almost kind of scared to hang out with them. I didn't want to offend them. And that's coming from someone like me. Like, I feel like I am very spread out in the gay community or just the community in general. It's like, if I'm scared of that, like Trixie said, it's like, bitch, people are probably like, can't even go around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, non-binary people, that was something when I started to learn it, that was sort of what planted the seed of reminding me that every gender expression is built into a system. And people who are non-binary are often just saying, I don't believe any of this is either or, so I'm just here vibrating at my frequency.
Fuck your system. I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, what do you like? Do you have hope about? I mean, because
Do you have
sometimes
hope?
No,
Period.
No hope,
I don't
no
want to
hope.
be corny.
No hope. No hope. Thank you. No hope. Goodbye. Your new book. No hope. Gigi
No
Gorgeous.
hope.
I mean, because something like we just said, I mean, I completely relate to what you just said about, you know, I sometimes had trouble with the pronouns, and I'm so entrenched in the community of gay, trans, you know, so many, the subculture. And, but like, I wonder, I'm just so curious. You're so young. Are you 28?
28, yeah. Oh my
28.
God, yeah, 28.
28, like, God damn.
You know what? I do have hope. I really do. I feel like every single day, like, I'm learning new shit. I feel like the world is absorbing so much shit. It's like a baby when you're like a little like sponge just ready to absorb everything. I feel like with social media being so big, I'm seeing more trans visibility, just like fierce people. Like my friend got Mick, first trans man on Drag Race. It's like every single like little lane is being expanded and we're learning more. So it's just fierce, and honestly shows that incorporate trans roles is like my favorite thing ever. Like if I could have like an orgasm from a TV show, it's things like that. I'm like, bitch, there's a trans person played by a trans person. Can this get better? Like Veneno on HBO Max. Have you guys watched?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm watching
that shit. Like I
Fantastic.
love it so much. Like just mainstream real trans stories told fiercely, visuals on fleek, like just that shit gives me hope.
Yeah. Or like an American Horror Story, a trans woman playing a woman.
Yeah.
It's not even the storyline of being trans. It's just, this is a woman playing a woman.
She doesn't have to be a dead hooker.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
right. Yeah, let's bring it back
Willem
to the
always
90s
talks
with
about, like,
Willem
you know, like-
on CSI Miami.
Yeah, exactly. We always joke about like in the drag and trans acting universe, the casting is so colorblind. You and I, Gigi, could get called in for the same role.
100%. 100%.
Because the people casting have no idea.
It's wild.
One
It's
time, this
insane.
is a thing. I won't say who it was, but she went in for an audition, and the casting person said, "Yeah, we're looking to do like a Laverne Cox, like tranny bandwagon kind of thing." Said that to this person.
That's a face crack right there.
And this person was a drag queen who lived as a man, but because they're a drag queen, they knew that like that was the absolute worst thing you could say. Because you're also just admitting that you're writing in a trans role for buzz.
Yeah. Fucking A.
It was, I mean, but that stuff gets said and it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That
so
being said, I believe in my range.
frustrating.
I will read for every trans role that comes to my inbox.
What would be your ultimate, out of all of the movies, like the movies that you love, if you could have played one of the leading lady characters, what would it be?
Oh my God. Fucking, oh my God, that's hard. I don't know.
I would cast
The
you
main
as
girl-
Lucky in the Britney Spears video for Lucky.
Yes, that. Crossroads. You know what? No, Mariah Carey and glitter.
Life Size, Tyra Banks.
Hello. Oh my God, I would kill that.
You would be fucking Gwyneth Paltrow sliding doors. You never seen that one?
I've
We're
never
too
seen
young.
that.
Okay, all right.
We're too young.
You're too young.
We're
Yeah,
too
you're too
young.
young. Too young.
What
Or
about
maybe,
something,
like-
something two-dimensional? You know, something you don't have to work to, like Rose and Titanic.
Oh my, you fucking read
nothing
my
too
mind.
meaty.
Oh my God. You read my mind. I was going to say Kate Blanchett in Titanic, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot because that's not her name.
Is Kate Winslet? Were you gonna say Titanic?
I was.
Kate Winslet and Titanic. Oh, Rose.
Yes.
Yes. Getting your corset tied.
Yeah.
That man has a lot of money, Rose. Yes.
About to pass out. And that scene with
It's you and Nats on the front of that boat.
Wait, say again?
It's you and Nats on the front of that boat with the arms out.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
Nats will have to go in the front because the height.
We were actually about to do that for Halloween this year.
Yes.
Oh
That
my
is so
God.
fierce.
That is fierce. I loved your Gomez and Morticia Halloween costume. That was,
Oh my God,
that was
thanks. And we
gorgeous.
went to go vote like that. I mean, I'm not an American citizen yet, but we got dressed up. Magnus Hastings took our photo at our house, and then we just went to the little box and voted. I was like, bitch, this is iconic. Can you just
so
like
great.
film us a little bit? So
I have
fun.
voted a few times in drag, and it's
She sure
always schedule related, not because I'm trying to make a statement. It's always like, oh, I have to do that. I have to vote that day. I guess I'm going in drag.
Yep, I love that.
And
And, it's such a memory. Like, oh, hi. And like, you're spicing up their day too. Like, whoever sees you. It's
My
like,
voting
wow.
location is an elementary school, so it wasn't. I felt a little. Like people were like, are you voting? Or are you trying to steal a kid? You know what I mean?
How long have you been married for?
A year and almost, yeah, it's going to be 2 years in July. Time fucking flies.
How's it going?
Sorry?
How's it going?
Do you hate her?
It's good. No, you guys like got cut out sometimes, so I'm piecing together some.
We're asking if you hate her.
No, it's good. It's good. I feel like everyone's like, how's the first year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, good. You know, we've been together for 5 years now, so I pretty much know everything about Nats. So, yeah, it's good. I recommend it if you are into that kind of thing. It's so casual.
Marriage, I recommend it.
Yeah, I recommended it. It was
I
fun.
don't think I am.
I mean,
don't think
honestly,
I am.
the wedding day was like one of my favorite moments fucking ever. I could
Oh,
live
God,
that
you
day.
looked beautiful.
And, like once a week, every day, that would be like my dying wish. It was just fucking everything.
To get married
All
to the same
eyes
person
on
over and over
us,
again?
Just having fun and just like dancing and just fucking celebrating love. It was just out of a fairy tale.
And I read about the how the proposal, the engagement in Paris. Have I got that right?
We were in Paris. Yeah. She like took me on like a helicopter, me and our friends, and we like landed at this fucking, it's like the Chateau de Vicomte or something. I should probably know the name, but I forget it.
I was like the most perfect chateau in France.
It was like in the middle of nowhere. It literally is like where like Taylor Swift like shoots music videos, like that kind of vibe.
Wow.
It was fucked.
Fucking
It was
A.
fucked. I mean, it's on my YouTube channel, so
Taylor
I'm glad that we
wrote
filmed it because I
folklore
could just
about
relive
your
it.
wedding. Wow.
Damn.
I have to ask, we ask everybody this. We are all inspired by beautiful people. Who is the one to you? Where every time you're like,
I mean, not to
male or female,
I mean,
whoever.
I have so many inspirational people, just women in my life that I know, like even though I really am not a fan of Victoria's Secret anymore, like just like that classic Victoria's Secret bombshell beauty, love that.
God.
But I also am such a fan, not to pull a Sharon Needles, but I'm obsessed with fucking Amanda Lepore.
oh, you
Of
came to the right
course.
place,
Yeah,
honey. You came to the right place. We talk about her every
All
podcast.
the
Oh,
time.
really?
All the time.
The comments are like, they keep talking about Amanda Lepore.
Oh, I'm sorry, comments. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know.
I think she represents what like fame or someone like you even represents, where it's really untouchable beauty attached to just like a really golden spirit.
Sweet.
Yes.
Sweetness. Like a sweet person.
Yeah, I will always have a special place in my heart with her because the night that I found out basically that being trans was possible for me, not just this fantasy in my head, was the night when I met her and we were together. We were in New York City with a bunch of friends. My friend invited me out to basically hang with Amanda, go out, have fun. And she was trans. And that was the night where I was like, I am around so many beautiful trans women. Amanda Lepore, the fucking living legend icon. So sweet, like you said, Katya. And I was like, I can do this. So whenever I see her, just even on like her Instagram, just I have so much respect for people who just get ready all the time. Like the dedication that woman has to stay Amanda Lepore is insane. You know, she's been doing it forever and she just looks so Amanda Lepore. And it's like, it's very inspiring to me. Just her like, book me on Cameo now. It's like, it's hilariously on brand and she just stays good.
And her cameos, how she can only weasel out a few words at once and then there's an edit.
Obsessed.
Like every cameo is an ISIS video. Like it is. I love it.
Me too.
She'll be like, hi, Gigi, cut. Your friend Max, cut. Said that you have an anniversary, cut.
Yes,
like,
yes.
So good.
Hi, everyone. And she always goes, it's Amanda Lepore. Like, always has to say that, like, we know.
We know.
Who else could you be?
Yeah, right? You don't look like anyone else.
Yeah, she's really something.
Hi there, it's Katya. I'm here to talk to you about an online therapy service called BetterHelp. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. All from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to leave the house. Listen, it was a huge pain in the ass when I had to drive all the way to Westwood, which is like 40 minutes and back, and sit in this kind of creepy waiting room to see a therapist that I didn't even really like. Plus, it was so expensive. With BetterHelp, it's affordable than traditional offline counseling and financial aid is available. It's convenient, professional, and anything you share is confidential with any of the licensed professional counselors you talk with. And they have a variety of specialties. And you can start communicating with someone in under 48 hours. So take care of your mental health. Take a step in the direction of happiness. I want you to live a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/bald. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's betterhelp, HELP.com/bald.
I'm with you too. A lot of times the people, obviously celebrity beauties are great, but real life beauty, certain people in our lives just have something sometimes that, you know, like at Trixie Cosmetics, we have used pretty much all models that are not professional models because we'll just find people. We'll be like, you ever stand in front of a camera before? Get over here and put, you know.
I fucking love that. Who are your guys' beauty like icons?
I mean, Gigi, you're up there.
Oh my God, stop.
You are up there for me. Yeah, you are up there for me. I have never looked in the mirror and felt like you, but if it ever happened, I swear to fucking God, I would be president of the United States. It'd be over for all you hoes. It'd be over for all of you.
I gotta tell you, this, as soon as she gets in drag, when she looks in the mirror, what she sees is you. And she'll send me a text that says, should I be doing porn?
Oh my God.
I'll FaceTime her and just go,
so
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who the fuck could ever? Who could ever even?
See,
who could take me?
It's that it's that kind of delusional confidence that I want to bottle up and sell.
Oh, billionaire overnight.
Exactly.
Billionaire overnight.
I feel like we all need that.
Who's yours?
I would say mine is, if I had to choose one, I'd say Monica Bellucci. You know Monica Bellucci?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to Google her.
Jim's wife?
Not Jim's wife. Hold on, I'm going to show you really quick. It's she is an Italian actress who, and she is not super well known here, but
Monica Bellucci. She's a podiatrist from
she's
from Joliet.
my pediatrician from Marlborough, Massachusetts. Monica Bellucci. You're gonna look her up. She's
okay.
I mean the most.
Oh, I recognize her. She's in films.
Yeah, she's in films.
That person.
Yeah. It's
interesting. It's not a blonde. I would have expected a blonde.
I know.
I would have expected a blonde too.
Gigi, I just saw you in a dark hair in one of your videos. How did you feel?
Oh, I love it. I feel like it makes my eyes pop a little bit more. That dark hair gets like the blue eyes. I actually just found out a drag trick, which I never fucking knew. My friend Kylie Sonique, she, you know that Willem tucking tape that's like basically could like
carpenter tape.
Yes, that. She's like, oh, if you are ever wearing like something strapless and you want your boobs to kiss, just use a little bit of that tape. So now I'm like fucking obsessed with doing it because they just look so voluptuous and gorgeous.
Oh my God, they were like sitting.
Yeah, it's very double D.
Sonique is up there for me too, as far as like.
You know what?
Sonique makes me want to quit drag.
Really?
Yeah, like it's so crazy.
It's very that like eluding mysterious essence that I get also from her. Like we're fucking like
so nice.
We're best friends, and I feel like I also know 25 things about.
I think there was a picture of you guys together, and I commented like, people always say I look like you guys.
You did. You did. I remember
By
that.
the pool,
I
right? Yeah. She really is. And the nerve of her to look like that, and then also like cartwheel backflip into the room.
I know.
There's this. I'm gonna have to tell her to listen to this, but there's this one meme that is on Twitter. It's like a backflip where she does a backflip into the splits, but when she puts her head up, it's like this with her hair. I was like, bitch. Who does that? Like, it's too good.
The amount of times I have watched over and over and over that particular move, that like that backhand spring, and they hangs in the handstand just a little bit, and then bam into the split. I'm like, you fucking.
It's amazing,
whore. And all the while wearing an inch of fabric, precariously stretched over her gorgeous body.
And the thing is, she has the nerve to say, "I'm shy."
Yeah. Or she has, I know everybody has a different relationship with surgeries, but she and I have chatted about what she'll want to do next. And I'm like, what else is there, girl? You have achieved it all.
You're going to take away from it, maybe. Like, we got to pull the reins.
Try to look like you.
Yeah, she is.
Oh my God,
wild.
I almost just fucking fell.
But yeah, I mean, she's an example of, you find, we know people, but that's a real life person walking around that you could just see at Gelson's one day and be like,
yeah, totally.
It's very that. Oh my God, I'm such a starer with people's like facial proportions and just like their faces in general. It's like when I go to a grocery store or airport, people just think I'm probably a creep because I'm staring at people.
Yeah, that's why they think that. It's not the garage door of pink eyeshadow. It's,
right.
The flawless, the blonde hair.
Yeah, it's not the full life raft cushy lips.
I'm obsessed with celebrity sightings, and I've been in LA for like 4 or 5 years, and I've maybe seen 2. Like, do you ever see like famous people out and about? I mean, I know you travel in certain circles, but have you seen Angelina Jolie at the Gelson's, for example?
Is her name Jennifer Coolidge, the girl from Legally Blonde, the nail tech?
Yeah.
So the first time I was ever in LA, that was like one of the most starstruck moments of my life. We were just driving, and it was actually sunset hour, so everyone was very visible in their cars. And she drove past us, and I think I had like a Lexus rented car at the time. And like I had like Vegas plates on it. I was like, I'm an American girl. And she drove past in a Porsche Cayenne, and she waved right back at me. And I was freaking the fuck out. And I was like, that is the girl from Legally Blonde. Like, I'm in LA.
So cool. That is so LA.
Drag name Alexis Carr? Alexis Carr?
Yeah, but you wouldn't say like Alexis Sedan.
Alexis Sedan.
Alexis Sedan.
That's fierce. Jennifer is actually kind of a friend of mine now. When she came over to my house once, and it was very surreal to have her sitting right over there.
Oh, I would have died.
She brought wine and cheese, and I was like, she's in my house. It was too much.
I would have been like snapping.
And then she was watching us do a makeup video, and then I said in the beginning of the video, like, Jennifer Coolidge is here, and then like 5 minutes into the video, she starts talking, and the comments were like, I thought you were kidding. And then you hear her voice. Who else's voice could it be?
Right, I know.
She's got one of those voices.
Great. Yeah. Gigi, I love you.
I love you too.
Oh,
I just want to ask you one last thing before I forget. Celebrity dirt. Without naming names. You don't have to name any names. I would love you to, but you don't have to. Do you have any like horror stories from celebs?
I do, actually.
Okay.
So I was at this after party in the hills, and this is probably 5 years ago. And I was there. I'm not going to say the girl's name, but she is an it girl, or was an it girl.
Lindsay Lohan.
It was very that vibe. So I'm at this after party, and my friend is like, you can go anywhere, just don't go to the back room. So I'm like,
the back room?
The back room. So I was like,
the back room.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
You cannot
piss here.
Cannot pee.
So I was like,
Gigi,
okay.
we've seen what you did to other people's toilets. You cannot go to the bathroom.
We do not pee or poo in Hollywood. So
okay.
I was like, of course I'm going to try to get my ass in the back room. I'm told not to do it. I was like, there's something cute happening back there.
Yeah.
So I go to the back room and my security guard actually was the one in front of the door. So I was like, hey, Brick. He was like, hey, Gigi, want to come in? I was like, mm-hmm. So I just go in. I'm with my manager at the time, and we both just walk in, and the it girl is sitting right there on the floor. There is pink cocaine on the table, and it was like in lines. It was pink, and I was like, oh my God. It was like the first time I had seen, and I was just gagging. So I sit on the table, I'm trying to act cool, and the girl offered me one, and I said, no, thank you. And I was in, just try to picture this, my short little swiped Justin Bieber blonde haircut. Maybe it was more than 5 years ago, actually. It's probably more. Yeah, I definitely was
gonna
not
say, this
fully
sounds
transitioned.
like teenage.
What?
It sounds like 19-year-old, 18-year-old style.
It was very that. It was probably like, 20. I transitioned at 21. So honestly, probably 21. So I kindly say no. And I'm in this like little Forever 21 faux Versace print crop top and leggings, just feeling my fantasy. You couldn't tell me anything in my Forever 21 outfits that day. Oh my God, this is Forever 21. This Barbie
It sure
hoodie.
is. I have it.
Anyways, so I get up to go like 5 minutes later. I was like, this is getting really weird. They were all acting strung out on drugs. And I was like, this is just not the tea. I was like, this person, when you meet a celebrity, you're like, oh, it was actually nothing like I wanted it to be. Perfect. It's ruined.
Absolutely.
It was very that. So I get up to leave, and she's like, so why is the prettiest person in the room leaving my party? And I was like, me? Like I turned around, and she was like, yeah, you, come sit down. So I sat there for probably another 45 minutes watching everyone in the room do drugs.
Pink cocaine.
And then I left, and I was like, okay, well, that sucked. And I wish I could say the name. It's just
That's
maybe
the
a
difference
lawsuit
between
at
you
this
and
point.
us. If they said, why is the prettiest person in the room leaving? We wouldn't even have turned.
Yeah, I'd be like,
We would have kept walking and been like, I don't know who that is. Bye.
is Rose McGowan here?
Yeah. Only Gigi would have been like, well, I'm being addressed. It
Yeah,
would
just
only be
full
polite.
whipping my hair. Who, me?
Whipping the
she's
hair
like,
that wasn't
no.
even extensions yet. Whipping non-existent long hair.
Pink
Yeah, just whipping my
cocaine.
bang over.
Yeah.
Pink cocaine. I mean, I'll applaud you because there are celebrities in the world where if I really loved them, they told me to do cocaine, I would do it, of course.
Sure.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's definitely that level. Like just like an Amanda Lepore or Lady Gaga. It's like, really? Okay.
Yeah, There's been a few times where people have told me to do drugs, and because I loved their work and loved them, and I was like, well, I have to do it. And I did it.
Especially in the back room.
Don't go in
Very
the back
that.
room.
It's
Don't
like
go in the back room.
maybe this wasn't as exclusive and fun as I thought it was going to be.
No, I love it.
Yeah. Is there any? Have you met any like celebs that have like pleasantly surprised you? Even like turned out to be nicer than maybe they have a bad reputation, but they're nice. Just the opposite, you know.
Can I just say, as a young trans woman under the constant threat of violence, I love that they said, don't go in the back room. And you said, oh, I'm going into that back room.
You know what?
And I might not come out alive.
It goes back to my little street sense. I'm like, if shit's getting gnarly back there, I'm going to leave. It's so funny you say that because like, even just like, encounters that I've had with literally strangers, it's like, I look back, I'm like, I wonder how I never really got hurt because I lived pretty recklessly.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
I have stories. I'm
yeah.
like, wow, I really was never touched. It's crazy. I feel like I just have my mom looking out for me or something because
Still time.
hello.
Sorry, you asked a question.
No, I don't. It's fine. I don't remember what it was. Yeah. Have you ever actually been in a fist fight? Are you scrappy?
There's this one time I was at a house party, and this is literally the one time I heard this girl talking shit about me. So I took a alcohol bottle, and I didn't know it was going to hit her. She was across the room, and I just flung it at full force, and it hit her in the head.
It's not funny. I don't know why I'm not.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, it was
Are you
everything.
kidding?
I'm surprised she didn't die. Like I was, and I'm strong, so
Yeah.
it's a moment.
Oh my God, wait a minute. You whipping a booze bottle, hitting a girl in the head and going, that's a moment. That was honestly, guys, that was a moment.
That was
Excellent
such a
episode,
moment.
Gossip
And she's like
Girl.
full on a
It's a
stretcher.
fucking moment.
Gigi, thank you for coming and talking about beauty.
Yeah.
Nobody's more qualified than you.
I know.
I love you.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you guys are so
You're
sweet. Thanks for
generous
having
of
me
your time.
on. And I'm starting a podcast at the top of this year. I would love for you guys to come and return the favor.
Done.
I
Yes.
can't recommend it more. Gigi's book, He Said, She Said, and her doc, which is fabulous
Oh
on
yeah,
YouTube.
this is everything is fantastic.
Thank
Anything
you
else you
so
want to plug?
much. I'm sorry?
Anything else you want to plug?
I mean, my podcast that I just said. No, I'm good.
Okay,
Wonderful.
cool.
I love you.
Awesome.
Love you guys
Gigi.
too. Bye.